In this video, we're going to talk about a particular flange, the orifice flange, so let's have a closer look. Now, why is it that the orifice flange is particular? Well, because of all the flanges discussed so far, the orifice flange, as in this example, is the only one that actually performs a function. The function of the orifice flange is to measure the flow rate of the fluid through the piping system. Actually, orifice flanges are easy to recognize because they have a hole drilled through the face of the flange perpendicular to the pipe. To better illustrate this concept, let's have a look at an exploded view of a typical orifice flange. So here you have the flanges and the orifice plate. As you can see here, the plate is drilled through the face. This orifice creates a pressure drop when the fluid passes through it. The measurement of this pressure drop permits the calculation of the flow rate, since pressure drop and flow are related to each other. The measurement of the pressure drop is done using a differential pressure gauge connected to the orifice flange taps that you can see here. So one tap upstream the orifice and a second one downstream the orifice. The next video will provide more details on how these special types of flow meters work. Notice now that the orifice flange have an additional set of bolts called jack screws. These screws are used to help separate the flanges so inspection or replacement of the orifice plate can be performed. So, as you can see here, the orifice flange is a single component of the orifice flange union assembly. The orifice flange union is composed of two orifice flanges, one orifice plate, bolts, nuts, jack screws, and two gaskets. As I said, the orifice flange union is used to measure or meter the amount of pressure drop through the orifice plate. The length of pipe within the piping system where orifice flanges are installed and where these measurements are recorded is known as a meter run. The broken out section shown in this next figure shows the internal view of a meter run. The orifice plate that you can see here, which is not typically furnished with the orifice union assembly package, looks similar to a large ring washer with a handle attached to it, as depicted here. When fully assembled, the orifice plate is sandwiched between the orifice flanges. Valve taps are inserted into pressure holes that allow for the attachment of field monitoring equipment so that accurate measurements can be recorded. Now, if you feel like you want to know more about how these measuring instruments work, then we recommend you to check out our bestseller course on process control and instrumentation. Also, feel free to check out our second bestseller course on flow of fluids through piping systems, fittings, and valves if you want to know more about how flow rates, pressure drops, and head losses are calculated, and how pipe and valves are sized and rated to match the exact need of a given piping system. Finally, to finish off this video, orifice flanges can be either weld neck, slip-on, or threaded. The weld neck and threaded orifice flanges are manufactured in 300 and larger pound ratings. However, the slip-on orifice flange is only available as 300 pound rating raised face flange. The single line and double line drawing symbols for the orifice flange are shown in the following figure. Here, FE means flow element. This indicates that the orifice flange depicted in this example is used to measure the flow rate of the fluid flowing through the pipe. Finally, notice how the valve tabs are represented. Recall, these are inserted into pressure holes that allow for the attachment of field monitoring equipment so that accurate measurement can be recorded. In both drawings, the orifice plate is represented by a solid black line between the connecting flanges, as highlighted here in yellow. In some drawings, the dimension, size, and pound rating of the orifice will be indicated. If it is not the case, then these information can be found on the orifice plate itself, as depicted here. In this example, it is a stainless steel 2-inch 300-pound rating orifice plate with a bore diameter of 1.34.